Right, so how have you managed this?
In layman's terms, I think it's I'm not allowed to swear a lot, but fair enough.
It's Tommy tucked, is what
It's Tommy tuck, yes.
I see. Now that
it's really quite impressive, isn't it?
I'm impressed with that.
I mean, it's 5:45 on a Good Friday. To find your bike in that condition is not really conducive to good riding.
No, you're right.
And luckily, there was a plan B. Thanks to some lube, we've got plan B up and running. However, this is going to take more than a bit of lube, frankly.
Liking it. Alright then, well, let's get on with this then.
Yeah.
Right.
How's your bike fixing going? See,
bike maintenance?
How's your bike creation? Because like, I've got a problem that needs fixing.
You do?
I'm going to have to bribe you with hot chocolate, it's that bad.
It is, well, that's is it that bad? I'm interested to see how you've managed that.
I don't really want to see how I've managed that, I can see the output and it's not very pretty, so I've got my chain back around my crank, so... I'm a Chinese plastic bike.
Chinese plastic? Is it? Oh, actually, is it Chinese plastic? Is it?
No, it's carbon, so you know.
Full on.
It's paid full price for it, so it's not quite Chinese plastic, but you know.
And that is now running quite smoothly. There we go. Tremendous.
Can't believe I missed out on the daffodils, but sat here for a romantic coffee and it's not daffodil to be sight.
Never mind, mate. So, oh right, okay, so...
Just not gonna happen. I've got a nice picnic table, I might make people post my thoughts by then.
Awesome.
I've got a nice quiet garden, a picnic table, you can see the problem.
Right,
We can do it all in the edit.
I like that. Right.
Do it all. Lovely Chinese plastic frame. And I can't see that, Mark, so I don't really care. Let me live without that.
No, that'll be grand.
No.
That's spot on. Spot on, mate.
Yes.
Hey, actually, no, go on.
All I can say is, like, I definitely need caffeine first thing in the morning.
Right.
I can't have a ride without caffeine. I tried it this morning. That's a non-starter. So didn't feel human till post caffeine.
See, it's interesting because I'll tell you this story. I remember I had half a can of Red Bull at one point.
Right.
And it sent me sky high. And then since then, caffeine's never had an impact. Like,
Doesn't
even
it?
if you have like energy drinks, like cans, it just doesn't do anything.
No, alright, okay.
Maybe I'm just ignoring the effects. I don't know. But,
possibly.
Doesn't seem to have an effect on me, weirdly.
No. I know the youngest one had like a caffeine tablet.
Right.
As part of his like pre-football thing. He said he was that high. No, he had it as an experiment. Like on a Friday night before he took football. He said he didn't get to sleep till 2 in the morning because he just doesn't drink caffeine as a rule. So it clearly does have an effect, but not the one he wanted because it kept him awake. So should have had it at 8 o'clock in the morning, but he couldn't wait.
Never mind. Actually, one thing I did want to talk to you about was, I don't know if you've noticed, maybe I'm just looking at the wrong sites here, but I've noticed an increase in anti-cyclist rhetoric, and it's kicking off like a lot. There seems to be this push to this feeling to fine cyclists for not using cycle lanes.
Yes, and because we don't pay tax, we don't have any rights to be on the road whatsoever. And we have to use shared use cycle lanes, which we've got like direct oncoming cyclists, dogs, people, everything.
Covered in glass.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but I managed to get through my time on this planet without managing to break a glass bottle across a public highway.
Yeah, me too, yeah.
It can't all be coming off recycling lorries, so...
Yeah, ironically I do feel much safer riding on the road than riding on a cycle path. Can't explain that.
Right.
Even small twisty narrow roads, I feel much safer on a road. Obviously because I'm on a road bike I am where it's designed to be.
Yeah. Although, to be fair, I mean that road we were on this morning was hideous.
It was, yes. I mean, to be fair, you got a bit more specific than which road we were on. We were on several completely bad roads.
Oh, well that one through Sunderland.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, that wasn't very good. Yes, we've been on smoother trails, haven't we? In fact, that retarmacked train line that we started out on was absolutely perfect. Obviously, being a former trail line, it was pan flat. The tarmac wasn't. It was smooth because nothing else goes in it apart from people and cyclists, and they just haven't got the weight to knock it out. It must have been done properly. There must be decent ballast underneath because it hasn't like cracked with like ice and snow and rain. It was absolutely fine for a good 2 mile, wasn't it? I'm sure it was.
Like I said, if they do those, Waggonways properly across North Tyneside, and also because I know that they're doing part of the Bowes line on the Canfield.
Right,
part of
okay.
it, where they've stripped back loads of stuff and they're actually resurfacing. If they put the edges on that properly, it's going to be another 50 or 60 years before they've got to do anything.
Yes, the road, the access won't ingress onto the pathway.
Which is something motorists never take into account, is the fact that not only the weight of the vehicles. Now, Harry, you've got goods lorries and all that. I don't mind damage caused by them, but you've got 2-ton bit of steel, and you're putting God knows how much power through those tyres into the road, damaging. So you're damaging your own roads. Whereas cyclists, even when fat lads like me crash, we're not doing that much damage.
Yeah, my 2-ton VW out the front there with 150 brake horsepower, which is too much for my bloody son. Motorability, if you're listening. Not that I'm bitter.
Which is why, because I remember, I think it was a Clarkson article, and he's talking about, if they close roads for cyclists for races, why can't they close them for car races? Mainly because you would destroy the tarmac and it would cost a bloody fortune and you couldn't afford the entry fee.
Yeah.
Simple as.
Well, I'll just point in the direction of the Isle of Man TT, which it's motorbikes. However, there's several fatalities because blokes who've got more money than skill ride 180 mile an hour around silly bends, and regularly. Well, there's a few deaths every year. Now imagine that if you're driving a 2-ton 300 brake horsepower car.
Oh yes,
because that's going to have no impact whatsoever when you lose control.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Especially if you're in a built-up area.
Especially, yes. I mean, they'll have special barriers at circuits for a reason. Tech Pro barriers, they still even don't work. See the latest Grand Prix, there was quite a few bits flying off. And what was his name last year? Went for a Burton over at Silverstone. Someone went flying upside down.
All right.
Yeah, Chinese bloke. Yes. Yeah, he went upside down at the barriers because the gravel trap didn't quite work. So if an F1 car can't stop, you can just imagine your man in your escort Cosworth who thinks, yep, I'll have a bit of that, please. But then I've got a racing license, sure. Yeah.
Does that Isle of Man TT, is that an amateur event, is it? Because I've never looked into it.
I'm sure there's various classes, but I know I know people do die on a regular basis, unfortunately. So that with no great pleasure, because human life is precious.
Do they still have the cycle race over there?
Quite possibly.
There used to be one.
I think it's quite a vibrant scene because one of the heroes of mine, Pete Kenyon and Mark Cavendish, they're from the Isle of Man.
Aye.
And they're quite. We should get them on because they're good for a bit chat. Because Cavs are known for being really reasonable and open and available. Doing you a disservice, you're a very nice man, I don't like to believe. Never met you, obviously. But I do have a knockoff HTC top, So.
Oh, cracking.
I don't know, I'm sure that was bought from AliExpress.
Everybody's favourite.
I think that, yeah. Too right it is.
Another thing I wanted to talk to you about was, so traffic calming measures. Now, I don't know if this is the same across the rest of the country. I mean, let me know in the comments below. But what's with these rubber bloody mats with sharp edges? Why can't we just have proper, tarmacked, nice, smooth traffic calming bloody... I don't know what you call them now. They used to be sleeping policemen. I don't know. I know it's not politically correct anymore.
It's absolutely not. No, I mean, you've probably broken at least 3. You've cancelled at least 3 times there.
Probably yes. Yeah. Well, anyway, why? Because if you try and go around those and you catch the side of your tyre, you're off.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
ask us how I know, internet.
I can only assume that they're cheap and they're very easy to replace.
Well, that's it.
That must be it. There must be someone with a very limited budget thinking, these will do. I mean, I'm not quite sure which bits of traffic are designed to calm, because I'm sure cars just pile straight over them. I'm quite convinced me doing 40 kph on my bike once every now and then isn't really a traffic issue.
No.
At 6 o'clock on a Saturday morning.
No.
I generally don't come up against lots of other vehicles coming in the opposite direction or having to slow down, because there's generally only a couple of idiots out with us. There's generally no traffic to be calmed.
True.
So if you're in your 2-ton VW, as previously mentioned, the aforementioned car, they're just annoying, but you just plough over them because you're 2 tons of steel.
If you look at them, there's quite a bit of wear on them already as well. So I'm waiting for one of those, because they're in sections. So I'm waiting for one of those to come away, and then that'll just be horrible.
That's right. Yes, they'll split, won't they?
It'll split. The corner will come off, and then if you're going over it on a bike, it'll just be a nightmare. I mean, motorcyclists beware as well, considering you'll be doing twice the speed we're going,
Yes.
if not even faster.
Exactly.
What damage that'll do to your car tyres as well. So local councils could either not have them, which I know isn't a thing because you're trying to stop idiots speeding, right? I get that, but it is stopping us hitting 30 mile an hour coming downhill on bikes. I'm just saying.
Just saying, yes. I mean, to be fair, we need all the help we can get. We don't need traffic calming measures on the one downhill section where we'll actually get up to 30 mile an hour.
Yeah. Especially when it's long and it's wide, and we're doing it at like 7:30 in the morning.
Exactly.
There's nobody around.
No.
It's on a Saturday morning.
Yep.
Obviously, we wouldn't do it at peak rush hour, but
No.
there we go. Actually, that's interesting. Have you been out like lately, sort of during the day, or is it always early morning for you these days?
I took one commute last Saturday down into the town.
Right.
On the hybrid. That's the only time I've ridden what you would class during the daytime. No, it's always early morning on a weekend. It's no best time of the weekend is like 7 o'clock on a Sunday morning. It's even quieter than a Saturday. It's glorious.
Yeah.
Come along, see the sun come up. It's really nice.
Actually, that would be of interest to us if you want to leave any of that in the comments. Sort of what time do you find best to ride? Is it late at night? I tell you what, night riding is quite interesting. I mean, obviously, like during the summer as well, when it's still like bright.
Yeah, I've never considered riding on a night time. I've always gone up and got it out of the way early.
Yeah.
But I suppose by 8 o'clock at night, everyone's like gone to bed. Well, sorry, they're settled, aren't they?
They're settled. They're either having something to eat or whatever. But even late, like 10 o'clock, it's. Oh, well, then saying that you've got taxis haven't you tearing around.
Yeah,
so,
I was always concerned about your drunks and your taxis like herring around. I mean, not that we denigrate taxi drivers completely because they are very useful.
No, but to be fair, where we are, I mean, drunks. That's any hour of the day, isn't it? Really.
It certainly is. Yes.
Rita, I think that's canny for the first one.
Wow, it's done something anyway.
It's done something. It's more about something. So,
Aye.
So
Sir Whinge a lot.
So Whinge a lot. Aye.